I just wanted to share some of the layers of insights on intuition with you. We have been just starting our 14-day exploration into this topic together as a group of women. If you're inside the 14-day activation, you already have received that full insight drop, the 45-minute one, where we're just talking about all the different ways that we've adapted to use our intuition for survival versus what it was actually designed for. Now, the entirety of that concept and this patterning, we're currently sitting with inside of the 14-day activation container. For anybody outside of that space, I just wanted to share a couple of tidbits for you. So what's emerging is that it's a much different way of looking at our intuition, because I think in the spiritual communities, there's this real emphasis on the more psychic part of intuition, the more ESP type discussion and development of intuition, which is beautiful. And this exploration of intuition is more of a somatic and more almost psychology rooted lens, where we've been looking at intuition through this lens of connection. How our connection to our intuition is a mirror of how we learn to connect in our relationships at large in life with our primary caregivers, and just how those relational patterns and wounds get repeated in our relationships with people. The way that we connect to our intuition also gets wrapped up in all of that. And so we've been looking at how, for those of us who have been wrestling with people-pleasing, perfectionism, codependency, or low self-worth patterns, how those things have kind of played out in our lives, played out in our relationships, and now are also reflected in the way that we use our intuition, because our intuition is so central. It's so central to our experience of life. There is no area of our life that intuition doesn't touch. We need our intuition to heal. We need our intuition to connect to others. We need our intuition to create artistically and just co-create. We need our intuition to thrive and to align with the life that we are designed to create here on this planet. We need our intuition also to bring our soul's work into manifestation. People-pleasing, perfectionism, codependency, low self-worth all impact the way that we understand ourselves and the way that we relate and connect or don't connect to our true feelings, our true thoughts, beliefs, values, the things that we have been gifted in this lifetime and have been given these gifts so that we can give them to ourselves and to others. And the thing is, so many of us women have been caught up in this relational patterning, have been sort of internalized these standards, these beliefs, these expectations, these ideas from the outside that aren't really us, that actually drown out, disconnect us from our true self, our authenticity, our deepest thread, intuitive thread that's supposed to run through our lives and guide us into those places in connection with those people and opportunities and ideas that allow our most authentic life, our highest potential timeline to unfold. When we're not living connected to our intuition, we're living a very different life. We are showing up very differently. It impacts us on a physical level, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. Nothing is untouched by our connection or lack of connection to our intuition. So this is why I'm so passionate about this topic. I've gathered a lot of personal life experiences over the past 6 to 8 years, really living an intuitively led life, following my soul purpose and calling and allowing it to evolve and shift as my understanding of myself and my divinity grows and shifts. And I think that this is such a key exploration and understanding of like the way in which our environment and our upbringing, our beliefs, the things that we have absorbed from the outside are impacting the way that we relate to ourselves. And then as a result, are impacting the impact that we could be having on the world. It's the reason that we play small. It's the reason that we doubt ourselves, the reason why we get stuck in places and get comfortable. It's the reason why we shy away from the things that are good for us. It's the reason why we fear the things that are good for us. And it's the reason why we can know and sense and feel the truth deep down, but not act on it. These situations with people-pleasing, perfectionism, codependency, and low self-worth, these are survival patterns. These are things that we had learned to do because we had to feel safe, to feel loved, to belong, to feel approved of, or whatever else was valuable to you when you were younger. As adults, even for a conscious person who has done a lot of work around these things, these patterns can be subtly playing out still, you know? You can do a lot of work, and yet the work is still never really done. And at the same time, you still get to experience the beauty and the goodness of life while you're moving through that process of reconnecting to yourself. The process of reconnecting to yourself is life itself. When your intuition is being hijacked by these patterns, using your beautiful ability to sense and to feel, to scan your environment constantly, being used for hypervigilance, being used for picking up on information that should already be given to you. Your intuition is preoccupied with safety and survival rather than it being able to pour into all these other beautiful functions. Like we had talked about before, the healing, the thriving, the creating, the connecting. And we go into this in so much detail inside of our 14-day activation that we have just started a couple of days ago. And if you don't know, the 14-day activation is a new monthly online offering that I'm holding. And this month's topic is helping women reconnect with their intuition on a deeper level. I share an insight drop, which is where we dive into these insights in a lot more detail. And then I'll share some self-guided reflection prompts. And then we come together as a community for the last week to reflect together and learn from one another. So far, it's been a really beautiful space. We have like 30 women from all around the world who are participating, and it's been so beautiful so far. It's not too late to join us. What's interesting is that I typically don't leave the door open for enrollments past our start date, but this time around, intuitively, I was really feeling called to not close the door until June 20th, which is this Saturday. And my feeling is that there are still a few latecomers who are supposed to be in this cycle. If you're a woman who's watching this video right now, resonating with these insights, wanting to explore this topic with us more, then this is for you. If you're seeing this before June 20th, you can take that as your sign that you're being invited into this journey with us. I will leave the link for registration down below. If you're seeing this after June 20th, after the door has closed, but you want to stay in the loop about the next monthly activation that's going to happen in July or future months if you're seeing this later on, the best way to do that is to get on my email list. That's where I share weekly about what's coming up collectively, thematically, energetically. It's also how I keep people up to date on what's coming up in terms of offerings. So I'll also leave the link for joining my email list down below. I'll be announcing next month's theme after we're about 3/4 of the way through this current 14-day activation. So by the end of June, as we've gone through this portal together, I'll have received enough information to feel into what the next topic is going to be for the month. It may be that we decide to continue on this thread about intuition because the insights that came out this first round were very potent and certainly have a lot of layers. So I'm glad that this video found you. I hope that it was helpful for you, and maybe I will be seeing you inside of the 14-day activation. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Mwah.